stay ballsy. Don't take any shit from anyone.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Can I ask you some things? This is JohnRamboPresents the show. My name is John, and I am joined by the man that everyone wants to cosplay as, but no one ever really could pull it off. OJ is here.
Good morning. How are you?
So what's going on, man? We're going up a little late this time.
Yeah, no, that was fine though. I had to go grocery shopping after work and tried to let this room cool down before we started the show.
Yes, the tour of balls was actually too ballsy for even me. And I kind of hit the wall yesterday, which is when we usually record.
Yeah.
But, when you live on the edge, sometimes you fall off.
You have to claw your way back up.
Much like the Phoenix, I have risen. Yeah, I was falling off, and I grabbed a ledge, slowly dug myself up. Now I'm here, I'm feeling strong. Now I'm excited. In more ways than one, OJ.
Oh, I can tell.
Oh, you can tell.
What?
Really? Wow. Very excited about today's show. What day is the show supposed to come out, though? Because it usually... Was it always Fridays anyway?
It was always Friday, then for about, 2 months we started putting it out on Thursdays.
Alright, so I'm not really sure if it's late or not.
Well, considering Foreigner's coming to Stamford and they're playing on a Thursday in a few weeks, I would love to record Wednesday that week.
Are you going to see Foreigner?
For $10, I'll see Foreigner.
I'd like to see Foreigner.
Alright, you can park at my house. We'll walk over.
Okay.
Bam!
Is it
Plan
across
is
the street
made.
from you?
August 2nd.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, right downtown.
We'll bring the camera and the microphone.
Oh, I'm sure they'll love that.
Oh, man. Play Freebird. So I have to say, the last couple of weeks probably been the best stretch we've ever had here at John Presents. I don't know what you feel about that.
I think it was pretty great.
Well, both in terms of viewership and I think content-wise also. It's some really good stuff, some really good shows. The promo videos, E3 footage, Too Many Games footage, Hole Punch's live monologue, which was incredible. I'm pretty happy with all the stuff we put out the last couple weeks. I want to thank everyone that checked that stuff out. And it feels like we're getting somewhere. I'm not sure where we're going, but it feels like we're getting somewhere.
We're moving up, man.
Oh, yeah? That's what it is?
Yeah, we're...
In some direction. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, we're maybe... At the very least, we're moving laterally, if not up.
So hopefully today's show continues this tradition of good content over the last couple weeks. Going to be going into detail about our recent escapades in Philadelphia with Too Many Games. And we're going to talk about all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
What else are we going to be talking about?
Pie.
We're talking about pie, apparently. I didn't know anything about this. We're actually going to be joined by a gentleman that helped me out big time in the creation of my videos. If you saw my videos, I owe him a lot of gratitude, so I said, why don't you come on the show today? And we'll rap a little bit, so he'll be on a little bit later. And I want to touch on a few things as we get started here. This is important, OJ. You don't even know about this. I teased you with this before we started recording.
Yeah, just so y'all know, there is a substantial number of times where Rambo won't tell me about something until he tells everyone.
Why you feel like you're better than everyone else? Everyone finds out at the same time. I'm being fair here, right? I'm just being fair to everyone, okay? You wouldn't like it if I told someone else things before you, would you?
You're almost doing that, but please, we would all love to know what's going on. All of us in the right.
All right, so next week, are you writing this down so you know what's going on?
Want me to type this out?
No, you don't have to.
Too late.
Next week will be our 40th episode spectacular. I got a couple things lined up, but the main guests on this show, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Will be you and I, OJ. That's right. Because next week's show will be hosted by the great Howard himself. He's going to host the show, and you and I are going to be the guests. He will interview us. He's going to have his own questions that he's preparing right now. You like this idea?
What did Howard do to deserve this? Did you?
I just called him and told him this is what's happening. He's like, okay.
What did he like run over your puppy in another life or something?
This isn't bad. This is fun for him.
Man, it's fun, but still.
So, like I said, he's preparing his own questions for us that he wants to ask us, but he also wants questions from you, the Ramborgia. So I was thinking, okay, that's cool, but I don't think you and I, OJ, should be able to see what these questions are beforehand, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of cheap, you know. So I'm like, all right, so what we did, Howard, we set up a special email for him where you guys could send your questions to. Only he has access to this. So if you want Howard to ask us a specific question, send your questions to HowardsBalls@yahoo.com.
What?
Yeah, this is the email that we set up. It's HowardsBalls@yahoo.com. So HowardsBalls@yahoo.com. I'm also going to put that in the description of this video as well. So you can ask us anything you want, and just send Howard a message. Say, Howard, please ask John, or ask OJ, or ask both of them this question. And then Howard will then ask us these questions next week on our 40th episode. Spectacular.
Oh my gosh. Now, can I ask Howard questions?
No, you can't. You were supposed to answer his questions.
Can I email Howard questions?
You could. You pretend you're someone else and do that, but I would hope you wouldn't. He'll probably know it's you because you'll be like, OJ is so great. Ask OJ why he's so great.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking.
I don't know.
Like, Howard, why is OJ the most wonderful human being in existence?
That's actually not too far from the truth. We're going to talk about that a little bit. I have some things to say to you.
Oh no.
But so that's what's going on right now. I think that'd be pretty fun. I think.
And Howard thinks, and Howard's gung ho about this. That's pretty sweet. He's a great guy. He seemed to have fun when we did the show.
He's very excited about this.
Dang, dude, we gotta like bake that guy a cake or something.
We should do something nice for him.
Yeah.
Well, we're already paying. He gets to host the show.
Oh well, that's true. That's a pretty big deal. Wow, he gets to do the intro and everything.
That is correct.
And the outro.
That is correct.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to put on my suit for this.
We definitely want a lot of good questions, and we want to definitely fill up the whole show with that. So send them over. HowardsBalls@yahoo.com.
Now I take it you came up with the email address, or did he?
It was a combination effort.
Yeah, I think I can see which part came from where.
Yeah. So, OJ, the StayBallsy Intergalactic Video Network is here. It is taking over.
We're not going anywhere.
I had talked about it last week that we would like all you guys to join this powerhouse, this intergalactic network. A few people actually sent me messages like, what are you talking about? How would this work? How could we join this? And it's quite simple. If you have a YouTube channel or a website, Blip TV, I don't know, whatever it is that you make content, you do playthroughs, whatever you do, you make videos, whatever you do, we would like you to write that you're a member of the StayBallsy Intergalactic Video Network, or write that you're a StayBallsy Intergalactic Network director on your page or in your videos, and then let us know that you've done this, and then we will promote your stuff here on the show. So like every week we'll read off, here are the new members of the StayBallsy Intergalactic Video Network. We'll read off youtube.com/so-and-so, right?
Nice.
And so it's open to everyone. If you just want to be in it, then you're in it. That's just how it works. And we'll do our best to promote what you have going on there.
Excellent. I think that this is the beginning of a wonderful new age.
Excellent. So if you do that, send me the link. StayBallsy@gmail.com is our email. Too many emails right now. I'm getting confused.
Yeah, I know, right?
So you send me the link there. I'll go to your page. I'm gonna make sure you can't just lie and be like, yeah, I did it. I'm gonna check, make sure you wrote it somewhere, and then I will promote your YouTube channel or whatever you have. Okay.
Sounds like a good deal.
I may reject you if it's some kind of crazy stuff. If it's some kind of like YouTube.com/Nazi porn. I may not promote that.
I don't blame you.
But if it's like solid stuff, then it's fine. So let's talk about shirts.
T-shirts.
We sold out of shirts, bro.
I am so sorry, friends.
We sold all of our shirts on the first day of Too Many Games, which is Friday. We sold out. We only
5
brought
shirts.
5 with us, but we did sell out the first day.
Bam, like
That was
that.
pretty cool. I mean, we kind of blew it because all throughout the rest of the weekend, people were asking for the shirt. Or do you have a John Presents shirt? We're like, no, we're out. So it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But the good news is we got through the whole run. Feels good, that people wanted it. And we want to thank Hazard, of course, for making the logo. Thanks to everyone that, got one of the shirts. Anything to say about this?
I want to say to each and every one of you who purchased one of our fine pieces of apparel, you have my gratitude. Thank
If you have one of those, it's a collector's item now. So I don't know if we're going to be offering that one again. That was a limited edition. These are all limited edition runs. Right. Hold on to that. Treat it nicely. I hope you're not washing the car with it.
Hug it.
Or using it to wipe your table down.
Actually, put the shirt on and then someone have hug you so they can hug the shirt.
Yes, Ramborgia's hug, as you know. What? Many people noticed this. We have a new shirt thanks to, first of all, thanks to my friend Carlos, who made the logo. He's actually the gentleman that's making our website right now.
Thank you, Carlos.
He created that awesome StayBallsy logo with the 2 lines. Looks kind of like a pause symbol or something.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty cool.
It's a nice, beautiful, simple design. And so we're like, all right, we have the shirt. And then a couple weeks ago, a gentleman from meet.com, which is METEE.com, sent me a message, and he has a site that's his site that he makes, sells T-shirts. So he's like, I'll give you guys 2 free shirts. So OJ got free shirts with this logo on it. We were wearing that all weekend at too many games, and a tremendous amount of people that were there said they wanted to buy that shirt, and then a ton of people on Twitter, sent me comments in the videos. We want that shirt. Where can we get this shirt? So you and me are working on a way to provide that for everyone now, right?
I hope so.
What do you mean you hope so?
Yes, we are.
You're the
We
merchandise
are.
guy here.
We're working on it. Don't you worry about that.
OJ's in charge of marketing and research and development, R&D.
Yes.
That's OJ's position. So yeah, we're working on a way to get the shirt out there, and hopefully we'll make an announcement about that soon. That's really cool. People are really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, people want to wear what the cool folks wear, which is
I
what
happen to
Rambo
think it's very
wears.
beautiful. It's a very beautiful design.
It's simple and yet elegant.
That's correct.
And
So that's coming soon. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
This weekend, I feel like a news reporter. All these little tidbits. This weekend, the release of Project 7.
Project 7.
You don't do it as well as me.
No one does it as well as you, but since you didn't do it, someone had to try.
All right, excellent. OJ is amazing in this episode. Now, the trailer's up, right? The DSP Gaming channel, right? And it went out. And it's got a little bit of the OJ in it. A little splatter of OJ.
Your daily dose of vitamin C.
I see a lot of the people on these comments. They're like OJ can act. OJ can do this. So the non-believers over there, they don't know what the Ramborgia over here already knows. That you, sir, are a monster when it comes to this stuff. You are an entertainment monster at this point. I have created an entertainment monster.
Frankenjohn.
And your hunger knows no bounds. You've become a lunatic. And once this episode comes out, everyone's going to know. That over there is going to know. But I just want to say, it's total domination. The whole punch thing, delivering. Like I wrote this whole thing out. Well, you kind of inspired the whole idea because on the show actually, because I was talking about I want to have a whole bunch do a live monologue, and you're like conventions. If they were this, if evil was a convention, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I kind of ran with that idea that you kind of put in my head, and it's like what 3 minutes of dialogue.
About 2 to 3 minutes, closer to 2.
It's not like it's easy. It doesn't rhyme. It's not it's not like something that's easy to memorize. And you're like, I'm gonna memorize it. I'm like, dude, just read it off. It's not a big deal. The man goes up in front of 60-something people. What was it like? I don't even know how many people were there. Just goes up there, memorizes it, says the whole thing in time with the video. Okay, so it's not like you just say it. You have to do it in with specific rhythm and a time, so it goes with the video showing. Doesn't read it at all. Just totally destroys it. Okay. Then a couple days later, I go, John, you're gonna wear the Mario costume, and we're gonna run around this convention, and we're gonna film you talking to people, and he just destroys that as well. And that footage will be coming to JohnRamboPresents probably Sunday. This very channel. So OJ, you're a machine. I'm actually fearful for all the people in Hollywood because you're coming and they don't even know.
Don't be afraid of me, man.
I have fear.
No fear.
You've just become a beast.
Please, I've been playing Mario in my head since I was like, I don't know how old, dude. Mario's old hat.
You become
friend.
Mario. We'll talk about more about this when we talk about the Too Many Games stuff.
Oh.
But when you get the Mario suit, like you become like possessed. You're like a man possessed with Mario, and like people just look at you like you are him, or like they fear that how could this be real? This man came out of a game and now he's here in front of me. Just ask the Angry Video Game Nerd about that.
Oh, thank you, sir.
So, do you have anything you want to say about Project 7, like a preview or something? Anything you want to say?
Project 7 was a lot of fun, and I'm not just saying that because people usually say that about stuff they're in, but honestly, like, I had a blast. It takes a lot to get me to go outside in hot weather in the sun, and this was well worth it. And I've been dying to see this episode, and I think you guys will get a real kick out of it.
I guarantee you steal the show, because people like to do that whole thing, like who did the best and stuff. But
nah,
yeah, absolutely kill it. I think it's gonna
group
be
effort, bro.
I think it's gonna be big for you because I think a lot of people over there don't know much about you and stuff. So
what they know about me, they think, oh my gosh, look at that nerd. Phil, you were right to tell him to shut up. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes, you are the nerd, and how many of them could ever do these things that you do?
I will say one thing, speaking of that nerd stuff.
Yeah.
I was out the other day, and there was a TV showing Big Bang Theory, and I saw, like, maybe 15 minutes of an episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a nerd. I'm very nerdy. I don't know what the people in that show are, but they're not like any nerd I have ever met ever.
Well, what does that even mean, though?
I don't know. Everyone's different. It's just weird. It's just, I feel like that when I say I'm a nerd, people think, oh, so you're like Sheldon. I'm like, what?
I don't even know what that even means.
I don't know. I'm just.
We're going to talk about that too, because I want to say some things about the videos I put out, and some of the comments and stuff that people made about it. But anyway, Project 7, watch it for the OJ. Watch it, fill your belly with the OJ juice.
Oh, gosh. Fight scurvy. Watch Project 7 with OJ.
And then I think that's going out this weekend. I'm pretty sure about that. I honestly, I don't know. I think it's
really
something
hope
out.
it does. I have been dying.
Have you heard anything about? I think it comes out Sunday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the videos where you're Mario at Too Many Games. I'll go up like the same day or later in the day.
Nice.
People can kind of like, oh, okay, here's Because I think like you need the context of like why you're the type of Mario that you are, without spoiling too much.
Okay.
I think you need the context of Project 7 so you understand what's going on with the other.
It helps a bit. I will say.
I think so. Yeah. It's gonna be like, why is Mario being a jerk? Well, he's not. He's not the Mario that you know.
He's the Mario you wish you knew.
Why don't we talk about Too Many Games?
All right. You want to go chronologically?
Sure. Well, just take it away.
All right. So we started off on Friday. My day started a bit later than John's here. From what I understand, he had to wake up at the crack of Zik in the morning to drive all the... What?
Yeah, I think so. It's always a little harder on me for this kind of stuff because I have to kind of like go in the opposite direction to meet up with you guys, and then I kind of travel backwards. So I have to go to Phil's, which is an hour away, and I actually live closer to Philly than he does. But then I go the opposite direction to his house to meet up, and the car is not good. A lot of people, I still get a lot of questions about the whole wagon and what's going on with it.
Yeah.
Especially it's got a blown gasket, and I just keep driving it. They told me it's gonna die eventually, and I shouldn't drive it, but I just keep driving it, every so often.
I mean, so it's like Sonic underwater.
So far, it's making it back and forth. So.
Well, not in this weather, dude. Let it sit.
So then we drove to Phil's house, and Phil has a BMW. So he's like, well, I don't drive on highways because of his back condition. So I drove the BMW, and then like you can't find a more different type of car than what I have, a broken down, wagon,
Aw.
2000, and then you're getting like a brand new luxury car. So it's like it was very odd. I had to get used to it a little bit, but I like driving. I like trying out new cars, and I don't mind driving honestly. Depends where I'm going, I think. That was cool. And we went to your house, which is about 40 minutes from there.
A little less. The 40 in traffic, though, so yeah.
All right, so now we're at your house now. Why don't you take it from there?
All right, so we get to my house, and I've been up for a while, and I decided that I would pack the trunk of my car with everything I wanted to bring so we could just load it directly into Phil's. And when Phil's car arrived with 3 people in it, and the luggage for 3 people, and equipment for 3 people, I kind of did a double take.
Yeah, it's pretty
spent,
bad.
Like, what, a half hour filling up the car?
Yeah, it was like Tetris. We just had to like figure out where everything could fit.
Yeah. I actually couldn't bring my gift boxes that I usually have with me, and I didn't bring the plastic bags to give to people either.
That's another thing. We had the Project 7 shirts.
Yeah.
We didn't bring all of the shirts.
No, we couldn't even fit all of
We
them in
couldn't
the car.
fit. We brought like half of them, so we didn't need them all. But we decided
Still.
we were losing product as we went, just to fit everything.
Yeah. So we managed to get everything into the car with Phil and how's it pronounced? Liana?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, like scrunched in the back. Then John's driving, and I ended up with shotgun somehow. But I had to fit my backpack, my laptop bag under my feet, and my suitcase on top of my knees. So if the airbags went off, I would have had a neck full of suitcase and died.
And we have a lot of stuff. It's not just like luggage. 'Cause we had a boom mic. We had
Tripod,
a tripod,
3
a boom mic.
cameras,
Yeah, several we all had cameras.
projector speakers.
Yeah, so now there's a lot of equipment too, on top of all the
Yeah,
other stuff.
3 candle boxes.
Right.
Backpack, electronics, like tons and tons of stuff.
Yeah.
And it took
Actually felt cool that I was like, it felt good that not that I love driving for like 5 hours, but I actually had the most comfortable seat in a lot of ways because you guys were all like stuff buried on top of you.
yeah, you lucky jerk.
Well, I still had to drive though.
Oh, I know, I know.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, speaking of pressure, you put some pressure on Phil's stuff because we all got in the car like, all right, we're good. We shut the trunk, and you back up the car, and you're like, is there a curb back there? No, it's a parking lot back there. I think I hit something, so you drive forward, and you back up slowly again. No,
Yeah.
there's car's definitely on something. We get outside, it's Phil's bag of holding, right under the tire. Got hit twice.
Yeah, his bag of like with his camera and all his like important
Yeah,
stuff.
nothing was damaged except for a box of Tic Tacs and a pen.
It was so bizarre. Like everyone's in the car, like, okay, let's go. Back up, and I didn't nail it. I was going slow anyway, so it wasn't that bad. Then the car just kind of like kind of stopped on something. I'm like, something's there. Like, no. Someone's like, no. I don't know. That's what I heard. So I tried it again, and he's like, oh, let me go out, and then we see his bag just out there and was almost run over.
Yeah. That was.
And then there was a point where I almost ran him over.
Oh yeah, you started the car later on. I think after we stopped somewhere, you started the car and started driving. He wasn't even in the car all the way yet. Door was open.
It was real. In my defense, it was the first day, so it was late. This is after we had driven all the way there, gone to the hotel, done stuff, gone back to worked the convention for a couple hours, and then we were going back to the hotel at night.
Yeah.
And we all get in the car, we're all like tired, and I swear to God, someone said go. Okay. I thought everyone was in the car. I started pulling out, and he's like, his door's open, and he's like legs sticking out of the car.
Like, whoa!
He wasn't even in the car completely. I was like, oh shit. So that became like the gag every time we got in the car.
Is everyone here? We have any bags outside?
You guys were ripping on me for that.
But actually, heading down, we made a mistake, which we rectified for the way back.
What was the mistake?
The mistake was we dared the George Washington Bridge.
Oh yeah, I told you not to.
We lost 20 minutes versus taking the Tappan Zee.
I told you not to.
I know, it was my mistake. 'Twas my.
Oh no, like it wasn't a bad ride at all. It's supposed to be like 3 hours, to like 5, just because of traffic situations. But the most common question at the convention from people was like, "Did you go to Delaware? Did you guys get lost in Delaware?" I think everyone was just rooting for us to get lost in Delaware again.
Please.
I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Like you guys want us to be really late?
I've talked about this before. It's like our pain is their pleasure, a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, are you?
If we go through some type of terrible situation, it's more funny. If it's just things are smooth, then it's just there's nothing funny about that,
Yeah, you guys like to see us suffer.
No, it's more funny that way, and it's true though. Like when you go through bad situations in life, a lot of times that becomes a story you can tell later on, and once you're out of it, it's not bad anymore.
Oh gosh, that is completely true. Some of the worst times of my life have become some of my best stories.
Yeah, but when you're in it, it's just terrible.
Oh gosh, yeah, dude. Like, just next time y'all are pretty depressed, think about it that way. A few years down the line, you might be able to tell some jokes about this, or something will happen.
It's really hard to look at things like that from while you're going through them, though.
Oh no, when you're going through them, it's miserable. It's terrible.
And of course, some things are never funny. I mean, just depending on what it is. But
Yeah, this is true.
Doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, is what they say.
Yeah, except for that episode of The Simpsons where Homer had a heart attack.
I did not see that. Was that like season 18 and a half or
No,
something?
it was ancient, man. It was a long time ago. Like,
All right.
so he's like, so whatever kills me makes me stronger, right? Oh no, you are actually as weak as a kitten. He starts at him. But
Nice impression.
yes. So anyway, thank you. We drove down and we finally got there. We unpacked some stuff. I think didn't we just immediately go to eat?
No, I think we were in the room.
All right, we unpacked some stuff to the room first.
Yeah, I think so. There was a bunch of free cookies that I ate.
Yeah. So the hotel we stayed at the desk, there's free cookies, and the thing was they were warm. Like someone had just baked and put them out there. They were good, but my gosh, dude, I don't think I've had a greasier cookie.
Really? You like it like that?
They were delicious. They were baked well. They would have gone perfectly in milk, but I felt like I
They were
needed to
dumped with
wash my
chicken
hands
grease.
and face. Like I had to wash my hands and face when I was done. Like
They were covered in animal fat.
probably Crisco.
You had to wash your entire face. What are you doing with these things? Rubbing them on your cheeks?
When the cookies are that good, you can't keep them from getting everywhere.
Oh my God! What the?
What,
Okay.
dude? The things are super greasy. You touch
All right.
your face after eating that cookie, and it just. Ugh.
So then we went to our room. You and me had our shared quarters together.
Yeah, we were in the same. I think the same exact physical room we were in last time we were here, except there were.
And it has like a suite, which is like a bedroom, and then it has like a fold-out couch.
Yep.
So I go, John, you could have the bed both days.
I'm like, seriously? Wait, really? I was very.
There's always a catch, though. Someday you will find out what that catch is.
Yeah, you told me the catch was what happened on Sunday.
I made you drive home, but that's not the whole thing. You make a deal with the devil, sometime you got to pay.
You know, I never technically agreed to whatever the catch was.
It doesn't matter. I said, do you want the bed for both days? You said, sure. That's the agreement.
No court would hold that. That would not hold up in court.
In the courts of Ramborgia,
Oh no, that would
all
hold up.
things are possible.
Yeah, seriously. Oi, but
So anyway, like how was the? What I'm talking about that? How was the bed? The bedroom.
it was pretty nice. It was kind of peculiar. Like the bed had this weird sheet, pillowy blanket hybrid.
You didn't like that.
Well, you know how a normal bed has, fitted sheet, blanket. This one was
Yes.
fitted sheet and then sheet blanket. Like it's a blanket sewed into a sheet. It was.
I love how you're complaining about this.
I'm not complaining. It was just
I
weird.
just love it.
It
You
was.
don't even know.
No, John, it was great, but it was weird. Like, you asked if I had any extra blankets, so I start trying to pull the blanket off the bed, and I realized that's the only thing that goes on top of the bed. Like, if I remove that, I have no blanket. I have
Huh.
nothing. I have no sheet.
So it was like mattress and then like
Mattress,
blanket
it
and
was
no sheet.
mattress, like fitted sheet underneath it, and then on top it was a sheet, like a blanket piece they stuck into a pocket in a sheet.
They'd probably give you more blankets if you asked them.
Yeah,
I'll set up how you want.
yeah, I know. I mean, I gave you the spare blankets from the room, so I didn't need.
I had to sleep
else.
on this fold-out couch that had like several metal rods that go into your spine. I swear to God, I think I kind of still feel some pain from this.
I slept in that last year.
That was only for a day, though.
That's true.
I still think I have some kind of issue from this thing.
You should like
I
get
don't-
that checked out by like
I gotta
masseuse or
do
something,
some stretching. I think maybe I don't know.
or get some anti-stress.
How was it? How was it living with me for a couple of days? We've done this before, but
It wasn't bad. It was
we watched a
fine,
couple
dude.
bad movies. We find like
Yeah,
the worst possible movie, and then that's what we watch.
like I believe Click was on one day.
Watch Click. We watched Bring It On like 3. wasn't
This
even
is
the first-
this is as much of the movie as we watched. Is that the cheerleader from Heroes? Nah, it can't be.
No, we watched that for like a good half hour.
And
The first Bring It On is a great movie.
are what?
Bring It On 3, no.
It was pretty awful. What happened to
I
this?
don't know if it's a great movie, but I saw it years ago. I thought it was fun to watch.
This was painful to watch. Excuse me.
Yeah, it was bad. So we'd find like the worst possible thing, and that's what we would do.
Yeah, Click was great. Although it did
We
have.
got Domino's one day.
Yeah, it was great. So Phil's like, "Oh yeah, dude, what did you guys do for dinner? Oh, we ordered pizza. Oh yeah, so did we. Where'd you get yours? We got ours from this really nice Italian place down the road. They delivered. We're like,
Yeah.
we used Domino's.
He's like, we got this gourmet pizza. It's great, it's cheap. They're like, oh, we got Domino's.
Yeah.
So I'd fun in the room.
No, I was fine, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. The rooms were comfortable. The bathroom was spacious. The toilet didn't clog this year. Although, someone did put the drain stop in the bathtub. I thought it was part of the drain, so I'm like, wow, this thing is draining really slowly. But that was actually the drain plug. So when the cleaning people came in again, they pulled it out and left it out this time. And I'm like, oh, that's what was wrong.
I was so tired most of these days that like I didn't even I would just go and just collapse, sleep throughout.
Oh, yeah, dude. You didn't stay up very late.
I was going nuts, like just running around that place. So
You were everywhere in that convention.
yes, I was everywhere. Yes, including the bowels of the building. If you saw my video.
Dude, yeah, I wandered over there too, just not when you were there.
Yeah. So the first night, Friday, we go over to the convention for the first time. We have to unload the car, a lot of stuff. I was also pretty tired too, just like carrying stuff around.
Oh, yeah.
But got everything set up. I definitely have to say, I definitely noticed there was much more of awareness about us, and about all of us, all the stuff that we do compared to last year and compared to other conventions that we've gone to.
Well, I mean,
Because
considering...
immediately it was just like, oh hey, we came to see you, and like it's always like surprising to me. It's like when guys are like, I really love Snozbane and Hole Punch. I'm like, really, you do? Are you sure? I was like, I'm a fan of your stuff. I'm like, me? You sure about this?
You're
So,
not you're not thinking of that John Rambo with the guns and the knife, right?
that's how I would usually start most of these conversations. Like, I'm like, really? Are you sure? You're sure you like this? But really, really awesome, overwhelming support at this thing, man.
Everyone. I mean, it was amazing. Like, people were coming up to me of all people. It was
You
really.
are the entertainment monster, as I've talked about.
Well, okay, but
And
still.
like I said, we sold all the shirts within like an hour and a half,
Yeah. I mean,
including the one that we had 4. Like I said we were bringing 4, but one was like a demo shirt that was already opened out of the plastic, and that was what we used to hang up so people could see what it is. Like we sold that one too.
I don't even know. You guys are amazing, right there.
I signed a bunch of stuff. People had really cool stuff like Rayman Origins and like Donkey Kong Country Returns, like stuff that we played. They wanted us to sign that, and that was cool too. Like a nice little touch. It wasn't just some here, sign this napkin. People had specific items that they thought of that they wanted the signatures on and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, people had to sign weird stuff.
Weird stuff. What did you sign?
I don't know. Like, we signed a Mario shirt, and I'm like, I didn't.
Oh, you're Mario though.
Well, true, but they wanted everyone's. I think they wanted OJ's signature, not Mario's. I was kind of confused, so I wrote OJ on it too, just in case.
You wanted you to sign as Mario?
I don't know. I get confused in social situations.
Were you in the costume at that point or no?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
But we also, we signed posters, video games. It was weird. They had me sign a couple of things. Like, I remember signing the same Xbox controller you and Phil did.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. Like, oh, you can never play with this one again. The guy's like, don't worry, it's broken. I'm like, oh.
Well, it's really good conversations with people, and
Yeah.
if you saw my stuff, everyone, I tried to hug everybody, stand up, shake their hand, hug them if they wanted to. I'm not going to just impose that on people. But
Oh, yeah. I mean, well,
really good.
There were a lot of nice people. I mean, I'm trying to remember all the people that I ran into. Fortunately, a few people notified me via Twitter. Like, I know we met the folks from Noob Schooler. We met Mooney C. We met Joe. Actually met a bunch of Joes, actually.
The friends from Canada.
Yeah. Oh gosh, dude, you tore that guy.
Well, I was joking around with him.
Yeah, a lot.
He's the guy at the panel that asked me what's under the hat.
Yeah.
I went off on him, but I talked to him afterwards. I was like, dude, I was just joking around. You know that, right? And he's like, that's exactly how I wanted you to respond. Like, I would expect nothing less from you. And I was like, all right, yeah, cool. Some people get it,
Yeah.
Some people get the shtick. Right?
Yeah, you're not a mean guy.
Some people understand what's going on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, really great to meet everybody. And like I said, compared to other conventions where maybe it was like, I think last year was like a few people there that were like, oh yeah, we came to see you, whatever. And then MagFest was like a couple people. It was more people, but no, this was like a steady stream of people throughout all 3 days that were just, oh, I like what you do, and that means a lot,
Yeah, people would come over to say hi. Heck, the people next to our booth were super nice too.
Everybody was great.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really chill, friendly convention. I mean, and it's much bigger than it was last year. It's growing every year.
One thing I want to say, like, some people got the Project 7 shirt. So they go, Phil, can you sign over like on your face or whatever, near your face, and I would sign near mine. And then I'd be like, I would always ask people, I'm like, do you want me to sign as Howard? And they're like, what? I'm like, do you want a fake Howard signature just so you have all three? And they're like, okay. So I wound up sending my name and Howard's name on a lot of these shirts.
A couple people.
I would try to do his like a little differently. I gotta tell him about this. I didn't tell him that.
Well, he'll probably he'll have a question for us next week. Mr. Rambo, I hear that there is a rash of forged Howard signatures going around. Do you know anything about this? And remember, you're on the road.
There's a bunch of people that have this fake Howard signature. That's me.
A few people asked me to sign Project 7 shirts, and I'm like,
John, what is going on with you, man?
You've got DSP and Rambo, and by their faces, I don't want to pretend to be Howard. So I kind of signed over off to the side.
Sign yourself.
I should have just drawn OJ with a Mario hat on.
OJ gives everyone a hard time. Like, can you please sign my thing? I came to see you. He's like, are you sure you want me? I'm not even supposed to be on this.
I never did that.
I'm not even in this thing.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
You know who I am? You know that I'm OJ, right? Do you know who I am?
Well, I mean, the last time we were at Too Many Games, someone thought I was someone else.
All right. You're never gonna let this go, are you?
No, it was hilarious, though.
All
he was a really nice guy, but it was a really funny situation.
Everyone loves you. Just get over it, okay? You're a beloved figure.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
Everyone loves you, not as much as I do, because my love for you is unmatched. I hope you know that.
I do, but I'm not fishing for compliments here on purpose.
You just have to know. You just have to accept it. Okay?
Okay.
Why don't we talk about you? How did you do with your candles? Talk a little about the whole situation.
I did pretty well, actually. I sold. I left with 1/3 of the candles that I came with. So I'm pretty psyched about that.
You brought like a ton of new ones.
Yeah, I made I think 16 or 18 candles before I went down. And like I worked my butt off before the convention, like just trying to get the stuff finished in time, and somehow I made it. And yeah, I had a bunch of new ones. I had a couple designs that had been kicking around my head for a while, but I hadn't actually had a chance to actually do.
Mm-hmm.
But it went well. I mean, I was really sad that I couldn't bring the gift boxes with me. I was trying to pass out the business cards with each candle, and the safety warnings were on the bottom, so hopefully nobody ignores them because they're kind of important. But people like the scents, and it was kind of funny because I usually use a wine glass to try and entice people over because it looks classy. It looks like I'm actually drinking wine or whatever, blah, blah. But once I sold it, I'm like, well, what do I do now? How do I pull people over? I picked up. What
was your best day? Was it Friday?
I think Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday I went through a lot.
Friday you were killing it though too.
Yeah, Friday was pretty good. I think Saturday was best. Sunday was almost as good as Saturday.
You just had like an awesome weekend, didn't you?
It was so much fun, man. Yeah.
Everything you did was just pure gold.
Well, that's because I had a lot of good friends there to support me.
That's the right answer.
And a lot of help, too.
Did you find the guy that didn't pick up his cat? Because remember my video, there was a guy that...
oh, yeah, I found him over by the arcade machines.
Okay, a lot of people were asking about that. Did you ever find...
I think he went out and put him in his car or put him down somewhere.
All right, they're like, did OJ ever find the guy that lost his candles? She did very well with the candles.
Yeah, it was good. I got to get my button gear, fill out stuff for the auction at Otakon.
Okay, that's your next stop?
Yeah, I mean, I made a super huge Kate Sith candle that I was hoping not to sell at too many games. So I really want to put that through in the auction at Otakon this year. So
that was Friday, pretty much. Anything else you want to say about that?
About Friday?
Oh, we went to Putting on the Dog, which that was close.
Yeah, okay. So we were trying to find somewhere to eat, and we were having some problems with that.
I went on my phone. And I just type in food in like the Google Maps thing.
Yeah.
And it says Putting on the Dog. So I'm like, we got to go there. That sounds great.
And the best part is that the address is the same address where the car was. It was the same address as the entire complex. They're like, well, we can't find Putting on the Dog. Try this pizza place. That's the same address as Putting on the Dog. What's going on here?
It's all in the same complex. That's
it's all the same thing.
A massive, like mallish type thing.
Yeah, like it's probably like what, a mile almost or half mile, end to end.
Then we just randomly found a sign that said "Put on the Dog" this way, and we like followed all these signs. And they were really smart for putting those signs out, man.
Oh yeah.
And Put on the Dog, I thought was pretty good. It's like a hot dog thing. You got types of different specialties.
Yeah, I got the chili one. Chili cheese dog. The cheese was okay. The chili was actually better than I thought. They had the beans were pretty good. And I usually don't like
all kinds of jokes about putting on the Ritz. We're saying putting on the dog.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's probably the idea.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and also their milkshakes were pretty thick. They were good, really good.
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, definitely. I would go back.
We should go.
Let's go right now.
About 5 hours from here. We can make it.
All right, get there by midnight.
Yes. So Saturday, get up. OJ makes himself a waffle.
Yeah, and everyone starts ripping on me for it.
Really? What was that?
They were just yelling. I don't know. They were yelling at me.
Who did? I didn't say anything, right?
No, you were fine. Someone was giving me flack about the waffle.
You don't know who it was?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. It was like, look how much syrup you're putting on there. What are you, 5? I'm like, yeah, I am.
Who said these things?
Somebody. I don't know. I don't think it was Phil.
Was this someone from like another table? That was
someone at our table.
It was someone from our group that did it. It wasn't like
what are you, like,
person behind like the desk at the hotel.
Like, what are you, a little kid? I'm like, yeah, I'm a little kid. I want my waffles, and I want them now.
All right. That's how you handle these situations.
It's a good waffle, man. Although I realized later they had oatmeal, which would have been the better choice.
I just had a banana.
Not a bad choice, but you were going to get pretty hungry later.
So this was the day. I kind of, on Friday night, I was there, and if you notice, Joe, I was just kind of like sitting in the corners looking at the place.
You were planning your attack.
We were like, what are you doing over there? Like, don't worry about it. I have plans. And I kind of was thinking about things I could film. I was kind of casing the place, thinking of some ideas. And Saturday was the day. I had OJ's amazing camera. I had the microphone. And what I want, like, if you see my MagFest or my E3 videos, a lot of times what I like to do is like stay in one place. Especially for the MagFest stuff, I would sit behind the table with the camera, and that would be all my footage, right?
Yeah.
Just interacting with the people coming to the table. Very hard to get that kind of stuff at this convention because they have music blasting the entire time.
Yeah, from the corners.
Right behind our table.
Yeah, so if you're in one of the corners, you got music blasting the whole time.
So I knew I couldn't do that. I was like, I can't stay at this table. This isn't going to work. Because what I would do is, like, for MagFest, I would sit there and people would come to us, and that would be the footage that I get. So this is different. Things have changed. I have to go out there. I have to enter the wilderness. Get my hands dirty. That's how I like it, So I went out there and I got what I got. And if you saw the videos, hopefully enjoyed them.
I did.
I had a lot of fun doing it.
Glad to hear that.
Before I talk more about it, I want to say, all that stuff was done for the sake of comedy. Comedy alone. We're not trying to make people look stupid or the conventions look bad or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw some of the people in the comments and they say like, "Oh, look at these nerds! Or look at how awkward these people are!" Blah blah blah. That's not the idea. What we're going for here. We're trying to make something funny, and have fun with the person I'm talking to at the same time.
Yeah, something someone in the video wouldn't mind showing to their friends.
Right. It's supposed to be like a tease them a little bit. We have a little bit of a thing going on. It's supposed to be just fun. you know, and it's edited in a way that, you know, makes it look like maybe it's something it's not in some cases, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like after I ask people the questions, I don't just like run away from them. Like, oh, thank you, run away. Like I turn the camera off, I thank everyone. You know, I ask if it's cool if I could use the footage, and like I give them a card, I give them one of the business cards so they can find out where to watch it. You know.
Yeah, you're
And,
very kind.
And a lot of them did. A lot of these people they did actually comment on the videos and they said, it was fun or thanks or whatever, you know. And it's not an easy situation where you're just walking around minding your own business and this dude just runs up to you with the camera.
Hey, can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to handle. I mean, not many people could do that.
Like, what do? You got like, if you ever want to know what it's like to be ambushed by the paparazzi, wait for this guy.
Right. I mean, you're just minding your own business and you hit so. You know, a lot of people were unprepared and they were kind of trying to get their bearings as it went on. It's not a representative of who they are or anything like that, you know. So
exactly. They're all really.
You know, like and when I'm doing this kind of stuff, because a lot of people then some people were like, "Oh, you're being a dick to these people," you know. But like, it's more or less like I'm playing a character. You know, it's not really I don't just do this, you know, in normal life, like act this way. You know, for instance, like I asked the two chicks, right, the redhead chick and the blonde chick.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Have any awkward nerds approached you?" You know, that's what question I asked them. You know, does that mean that I believe the people there are awkward nerds? It's like, absolutely not. You know, that's not what I think about these people. You know, I'm trying to get a reaction out of the person that I'm asking questions to. And I don't necessarily believe everything I'm saying. You know, it's just done for the video or to get a specific reaction out of them.
Yeah.
Like what I was trying to do is like lead the conversations places that I thought would be funny to the viewer. Right? So you see something like that, have any nerds approached you? I was hoping they'd be like, "You're the first one." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if they maybe turn it on me, maybe that'd be funny. If I was like, if any awkward nerds approached you, they're like, "No, just you."
Yeah, not till now.
Or if they're like, "No," or if they were like, "No, everyone here's cool," or something like that, you know. So that's what I'm trying to do. You try to lead the conversation somewhere, and it doesn't always work out the way you want.
No.
Like the Adventure Time people, right? The first thing I asked them, I could probably do an outtakes thing if I wanted to. I just walk up to them and I go, "How come all cartoons today suck?" Because they're very Adventure Time, so I'm thinking they're going to get like mad about that, and they're going to be like,
"Yeah,
what do you mean?" But they actually like, "Yeah, you're right. You know, they used to be a lot better, right? Well, you know, we think Adventure Time's good, but nothing else was good." I was like, "Oh man." And then I was trying to find, because when you were with me, I was trying to find someone that loved the tabletop games a lot more than video games. I just couldn't find a guy.
Yeah, we tried, but
I was like, I got to find a dude that just goes, when I ask him this question, he's gonna go, "I love tabletop games, screw video games," and because that would have been funny. I thought, if I became like the person that kind of riled them up about it. So like, there were certain things I was trying to get, and that's pretty much why I say some of these things. I don't believe anyone there was nerds or they're bad people or awkward. You know, the people that you find at these conventions are the best people you will meet.
Yeah, they're so friendly. They're so open. No one,
and it's really just fun-loving people that are 100% like themselves, and I love this thing, and I'm gonna dress up as it. I'm gonna enjoy myself and talk to people. And
who cares about what other people think? I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah, and that's a rare thing. I think that people are just them, you know, and it's done for comedy, it's done for fun, and that's what I was trying to put out. And I think I just went on a rant about it. I didn't really mean to do that, but I think 98% of the people that watched the video got it, understood that, you know.
Yeah, and if you didn't get it, I mean, don't worry about it. We still love you.
Right, we're not in the business of putting people down. We're trying to, bring people up, you know.
Yeah. So don't worry about it.
Yes.
There was a lot on Saturday, dude.
Saturday was crazy. So that was me. I was running around doing that whole thing. I got a lot of footage, man. I just want to say it was pretty tough to edit because it had so much.
I don't envy you that task. I've said it before, and I will say it.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. So, what else did we do Saturday?
We had the panel.
Yes, we had the panel.
The
that was kind of cool because they're like, "All right, your panel's at 2, and you can't get inside of there till 2."
Yeah, so we had like,
which is the same time that all the people that came to, see it, they go in at the same time as you. So you have like no time to sit up or anything.
like,
And-
yo!
Yeah.
It's like
That's where I
playing-
made that video. We were waiting outside the panel room,
Oh, yeah.
and then all the people were out there waiting to get in, with us basically. And that's where I made that video where so I'm here with the Ramborgia. We're gonna conquer this place because they were all just standing behind me.
Rally the Ramborgia.
That was funny. I thought that was real fun.
That was good, man. They were excited.
There's a lot of kids. I thought that made it funnier because I'm like this crazed guy that just like, thinks he's like, basically acting like he's like a king or something, and then you have like a bunch of like kids, and I thought it was funny. It added to it,
No, it gave it a new dimension.
Right.
It was good. It was the first time we ever really saw like an army of Ramborgia.
That is true. That is true. And they were great because I was just like, all right, I'm gonna say this, and then, just do whatever you want. And they all started clapping and going yelling, and I was like, oh,
Chanting
cool, man.
stuff. Yeah, that was beautiful.
I felt like I could have gone farther with it because I didn't know they were gonna do that. I was afraid they're all just gonna stand there,
Like, yeah.
I should have yelled. I should have just yelled, started yelling. We are Ramborgian.
Oh,
We are
we
Ramborgian.
should have taken one of those credos, man, that people sent us. That would have been great.
Look at me now.
Look at us now.
That was cool. And then the panel. So why don't you talk about the panel? Because you disappeared for a while and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we started with the panel. I brought all my stuff all the way to the front. And, Phil started introducing everybody, introduced Liana, he introduced John, and John was going to introduce me. And my phone went off. So I had to run away with my phone to take my phone.
Let's break the characters down here. We kind of talked about what was going to happen, right? Before then. And like somehow wires got crossed or something.
I thought I was going to have to flee.
Because you
introduced,
basically had to go. You had to go to a certain point, but you went like so early. I was like, all right, he's gonna wait outside for like a half hour.
Yeah. So what would happen was, I thought I was supposed to go when you introduced me. I had my hand in my pocket. If I hit the speakerphone button on my phone 4 times, then it rings in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's actually doing it right now, but it's set to vibrate, so you can't really hear it.
I can hear it.
Yeah. So. And when you started announcing me, I'm like, is this it? I don't know. And my hand, so I ended up bumping the phone reflexively. And once it starts, you can't stop it. And having it ring in the beginning would be really terrible.
So you didn't actually mean to do it?
I half did, half didn't.
And then just went off. You're like, I have to go.
I was like, you know what? Let's just roll with it. And you and Phil looked so surprised. It was perfect.
Yeah, because it was so early. I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah, and then I was gone for 20 minutes. I was looking at my watch the entire time.
Yeah.
I was gone for about 20 minutes.
I knew what you were doing. I just didn't know why you were doing it so early. So I was kind of like, that was the surprise.
Yeah, but it gave you a better look of surprise.
And then, of course, a lot of the videos I saw, people were like, what happened to him? Where did he go?
Yeah, because you don't see me come back until like a later video. So in the first video, people watch it, they comment before they see the second part.
Right.
Yeah,
and
so
I got to say my little part. I like the line. No one really picked up on it, but I was like, I'm the person to blame.
Yeah, that was so good.
JohnRamboPresents. I thought that was cool. No one really picked up on that, but I like that line.
At least one comment did, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it, but that's cool. And I only had a couple minutes to really put over our stuff, but then I saw you come. I saw you come in.
I kind of snuck in. I'm just like, all right, he's got to signal me somehow, because I had my glasses off. I couldn't see a thing. I ran outside. And there's a lady right outside the door, and I'm just switching my clothes right there. I mean, I kept my pants on, but I'm tucking in my shirt, putting on a new shirt, tucking that in, putting on this crazy nonsense with the dishwashing gloves. And this lady's outside.
Yeah.
She's kind of like, what?
It's like, huh? Well, if you're at a convention dressed up, I mean, it's not like that shocking.
Yeah, what killed me, though, is someone who was working with Too Many Games walked in with her camera, like on a tripod, was filming from the back, and left before I came in. I wanted to say, hold on, stop, wait, something really cool is going to... Aw, but she disappeared. So
the intro that I wanted to do, I forgot about.
Well,
I wrote it in the description of the video. What I was gonna be like, I was like, all right. The organizer of Too Many Games, I wanted to get a real hero in here to talk to you guys, like Batman or Spider-Man, to give you guys a speech. But those guys were unavailable, so we're gonna have to settle on this guy, ladies and gentlemen, hole punch.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because I came back in, like I had my glasses off, I couldn't see. I just waited until it sounded like you started talking about stuff. I could hear you pretty well from outside, but it sounded like you're going into your spiel. I mean, I heard the, I'm the person to blame part, and I'm like, I might want to head in soon. So I kind of snuck in, and nobody paid any attention to me. Like, it was great. Maybe 5 people looked over, I think. At least from what I could tell. I mean, I had my glasses off, and then I was like, and you're like, hole punch is here. So I just start strutting over. Like, I don't know if this is too early or what, but I'm going.
It was fun. I think
now.
people were surprised.
Yeah,
I think
people were just like,
you know, people's faces were generally like, "What's going on?" Like, you know, they didn't expect that to happen.
yeah, and that one guy in the audience who knew about Schnozman and a hole punch is going, "Oh my gosh, did that just happen?"
Really?
I'm just guessing. I don't know. I couldn't tell. But
yeah, I thought it was pretty. I thought it was great. The whole thing. As soon as you came out, and like people sent me messages that they, when you came out and the music played, they got like chills. I was like, that's cool, you know. And yeah, people were like generally shocked by what's going on. I think Phil was shocked as well, even though I did explain to him what was happening, but he said later on that he didn't know what was going to happen.
oh man, well,
I felt like I told him. We talked about it on the show that we were going to do this too. I mean, I don't know.
yeah, well, it was funny because when I got out there, I was waiting for the video to start, so I was figured, I might as well do a brief little introduction to people, you know, tell them that, you know, about about good and evil, and I thought, you know, this guy is kind of a failure as a hero. He's never been in front of this many people. So
Yeah.
I just had him try so hard to say something about good and evil and whatnot. I just had him trip over his own words, like fall over himself, say the same thing over and over, like circular sentences that you can't really dissect, like that make no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, he did an awesome job. A lot of people,
So
I saw a lot of people were like, oh, OJ was nervous at the beginning, but then he picked it up. So like, no, he was acting.
I mean, it was
No,
easy to act nervous in front of a giant crowd of people, but
He's a great actor.
yeah, I think also having my glasses off helped a lot because I couldn't see anybody. Like
Huh.
all I saw were blurs. I don't know how I would have done with my glasses on. Like I took out a piece of paper with my speech on it, but with my glasses off, I couldn't read it. So I'm like, okay, well, it just goes with the character, makes it look like he's a nervous fellow. And I kept looking over.
Did you feel any kind of nervousness at all? Or
Oh yeah, I felt nervous, but not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Was
you
it hard
always
to-
feel
was
nervous.
it hard
in front
to
of
like?
people.
It was funny because in the hotel, I was watching you try to go through the lines,
Yeah.
and you were kind of getting it and kind of wearing it. But then, like the best one you did was at the actual thing.
I think like people tend to perform best under pressure. Like when I was a little kid,
Oh, some people do. Some
no,
people
like it's weird. Like when I was in like elementary and middle school practicing for my Subak Do tests, like I'd always be freaking out. But when I actually got to the test, you know, and I had to break the board and whatnot, that was when I did the best. Like that's like, oh, this is real. This is the real deal. It all comes down to this. Just do it. Like it's practicing. It's a lot easier to be nervous because you're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? Da, da, da. When you're doing it though, you can't think about what's gonna happen. All you can think about is what's happening right now. When you're under that much pressure.
Plus you're home free after that. Like once you do it, you're done. So you don't have to like get it done. You know, just
When
get it
you're
over.
under that much pressure, it's one of the few times you can actually live in the moment.
Right.
So I mean,
Yeah, you
that
did a great
happened.
job, man.
No, I don't know. I kept looking at Phil like, gonna start the video, Phil.
You know why? Because like I told him not, because I wasn't sure if you were gonna say more things. So he looked at me because I was across from you, and he's like, "Should I start?" He gave me like the signal. I was like, "No."
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep
Because I
going.
didn't know what you were doing. I didn't know there needed to be a little more planning out.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that I couldn't just go up there and go straight into the speech, so I was trying to do something.
Yeah. Well, honestly, for me, like it felt great because you know I put that
Yeah,
video
wrote
together
that speech, man.
and I wrote the speech. So for me, it was like, all right, people are laughing at something I wrote, and you know John's doing an awesome job performing it. And this feels really good to me. And I'm like, that's the thing I like, you know.
Well,
Like I don't need to be the dude that's doing this stuff. You know.
Well, I got to tell you, the speech was really well done, and especially because you put in so many phrases from the actual show
Yeah.
that made it so easy to memorize. Like,
Some of it was recyclable. A lot. Most of it was new.
yeah, but like a lot, like, what was it? Like, I've made my goal to eradicate evil from the earth. Like,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of more sentences that Hole Punch says in a really weird way during the show.
Mhm.
So it was great. I could just say it in the same stupid weird way, like, I will not stop. I will not quit. Like, it's the same sentence. Like, it was perfect. Like, you threw in just enough stuff to make it sound just like one of the... It could have been a monologue from one of the shows. Like, seriously.
Well, that's what I was trying to do. That was like what I was going for. You know.
Yeah, so you did a very good job.
So yeah,
man.
it felt really good. And another thing, like, you know, a lot of the people there never saw it before the whole series
Yeah.
because they're Ramborgia non-believers. We converted them at the end of the day, but they were laughing at a lot of the stuff that was going on. That's not even the episodes. That's just like a little taste of it.
Yeah, and
So it really made me go, wait a second, maybe this, maybe this could be something that a much bigger audience could get into. It's not like something that it's hard to understand or isn't like I don't know, mainstream enough or something. I guess to use a term, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like maybe like these are people that never saw it. They're they're all laughing at it and they're all responding to it in a positive way, and that's something that's I was like, okay, that's good.
I mean, think about it, dude. That's the first time that's ever been up in front of that many people at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
In sync. So good show, sir.
And I got exactly what I was hoping for. I got a lot of messages from people afterwards. I just watched the whole thing for the first time. I thought it was really good. That's great. That's what it was all about. That's what we were trying to do. So mission accomplished right there.
Yeah, definitely.
So
We're still on Saturday.
what else happened?
The party.
Oh yeah, we had our little autograph time too, which was fun.
Oh yeah, the autograph. Yeah, that was so. It was funny though. The autograph thing was basically us at our table, like, but we'd have been there anyway.
And everyone lined up, and I was like, "You guys know what you're in line for? And sure, you're in the right line."
Yeah, dude,
Like,
they were in
let's
line
go
for
to-
you.
And I didn't sit down. I was like, I'm just stand right at the end of the table, and then every time people come over,
And there was just enough space for you to sneak out, hug people, and sneak back in.
exactly. And that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, everyone just seemed genuinely happy to be there.
Yes. I do want to say before we move on, the kid that I talked about I'm like, is this Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not Call of Duty? That kid was so cool. I wish we had his information because I'd love to talk to him. He just had such a great way about him.
Yeah, he just like
And
he
made me
put up
like,
with your
he
nonsense.
broke me down because he's like, "Oh, is this Call of Duty? This is pretty cool. The Call of Duty." He's like maybe if Call of Duty went to space, and I just broke down. I started laughing, and he was a cool guy. We talked a little bit afterwards, but I forgot to be like, "Yo, here's my
Aw, man.
talk to you."
That stinks.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
If you're out there, sir, we would love to hear from you.
Yes.
So
All the hugs were interesting. Some people hugged me like very bearish bear hugs, and some people were very gentle. So
they just
I
figured
don't know
you'd be able to relate to a Zangief hug.
I'm not sure which one I prefer. But I try to, like, every person that comes, I try to make sure they know that they're appreciated, and I basically, it's my way of begging you, please continue watching what I do, please. It just means a lot to me.
We'll film video for hugs.
Yes. Let's talk about the party.
All right, so the party was held at Arnold's Family Fun Center. And they had, 100 tickets for this event. We got there maybe, half hour, 45 minutes after it started?
Yeah, something like that.
So they had a buffet of food, some vegetable wraps, blah, 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 hot dogs, hamburgers, that sort of thing. And I got my hot dog, got my hamburger, got some french fries, got some chips, and moved over to the other table, and I noticed that they had cheesecake. And here's the thing. There weren't that many cheesecakes on the table, and normally I don't like cheesecake. Like, didn't think I liked cheesecake, but I wanted to try it. So I picked up the stupid cheesecake and realized, wait a second, I have two hands, I have two plates.
Well, here's the real problem.
no
You
way
forgot
this
to
is
leave,
gonna
you
work.
left something out.
What I leave out?
There's a ton of people there. They provide no tables or chairs.
Yeah,
There's
no, they
like
had
people
like
sitting on the
they had, like,
floor.
4 tables, man.
Yeah, they're all filled, and like people are sitting on the floor. I actually like ate in where the bathroom was.
Yeah, I was
With, like,
I was
two other
standing there
dudes.
too.
Yeah, me and these two other guys were over there.
The Noob Schooler guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Check
and
out
they
Noob Schooler. At Noob Schooler, they're pretty cool fellas.
yeah, those guys are cool. So they're all like sitting by the bathrooms, and then I go over there, just sitting with them on the floor, like eating, with a bathroom right there, and then people would go into the bathroom and shut the door right in front of us and come out while we're eating.
Yeah, it was kind of.
And then you just grabbed all this food for I don't know why you did this, and you couldn't, like, you were dropping food on the floor because you had so much in your plates.
I didn't. Oh yeah, no. What happened was I had dropped.
No, you were afraid that there would be no cheesecake left, even though there was like 100 pieces.
Well, I didn't know, man. Usually, these sorts of things run out of dessert before they run out of anything else.
That's the only good thing I could say is that whoever's in charge of the food, they kept bringing a lot of food out.
Oh yeah, the fruit salad was out like crazy. I mean, the
It's kind
hot
of bummer.
dogs.
You have chairs for people and stuff, and that kind of screwed it up.
Yeah, at least a chair would have made it a lot easier to sit.
And I kind of got turned off to the whole thing, and I was like, I don't want to go. So then we went to the mini golf instead.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they gave you a card. I actually kept mine.
uh,
And they give you 500 credits on it. And a credit is basically a penny. So we had $5 on each card. And games would cost anywhere from 25 to like 200 credits.
yeah,
And we found the mini golf. 500 credits right on the dot.
yeah, so that was fun.
Oh, it was beautiful. I mean, you could tell that the decorations had a lot of thought put into them. They were pretty, but you could tell they were also old. It was really sad. You know what it reminded me of? If Rapture had a mini golf course from BioShock, because it was
Yeah.
so pretty, and you can imagine that in its heyday it was beautiful. But you could tell the decay has set in, and no one's really taking care of it that well.
That's like all those all those entertainment center arcade type places that mostly are closed now. But like a certain point, they just thought like they're just kind of like we don't care anymore.
I
We're just
feel
gonna
so
it
bad.
rots.
It,
It was weird. The place was weird too. Like the games are all from. A lot of places are like this. There's a place near us called Fun Station, which
it's a restaurant now.
which closed.
Not a bad
But
restaurant though.
It seems like these places were popular up until like 1995, okay, and then they just slowly started to die, and they never like got anything beyond that point. So this place had all those games from that era, and even like the soundtracks they would play was music from that time period.
I mean, I don't know if
So I
that's
had these like just insane. I had these insane flashbacks, man. And we finished mini golf, and then our Canadian Ramborgia brothers were there. And they
Yeah.
go, John, we want to play X-Men with you, X-Men Arcade with you guys. And they had like $20 in tokens, and they just dumped them all on top of the console, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. And we're playing X-Men with all 6 players, and I'm just having these insane like deja vu flashbacks, and they're playing like the music, and I was just like, what is going on here? Am I going back in time right now?
playing the Cranberries and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? Am I 8 years old again? What is going on? But that was really fun. That was cool. We actually beat the X-Men game.
Yeah, after you yelled at me a million times.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't been using my optic blasts enough, apparently.
I was messing around.
Yeah, I know.
I was joking. I was like, use your
Yeah.
optic blast. Everybody would
And
laugh.
the best thing was like, OJ, go get some more quarters. Okay.
Who said that?
You!
Because we were at the end and we almost didn't have enough.
Yeah, I put another $5, man, because that's the minimum you can spend. It was nuts.
That
We
was
only
really
had like
fun.
4 quarters left over by the end of it.
That was probably one of the funner times.
That was wonderful because we're just playing games with people we just met, man.
And I was like, dude, and I told you we were in that place, and I was like, today was one of the better days of my life. So if you think about the things we did that day, I mean, I was like, not everyone gets to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
Somehow I got lucky. I don't know.
luck and skill, sir. Luck and skill.
There's no skill involved.
Well, whatever. Luck and you being a good person, but whatever.
Not that good.
That was a very enjoyable experience. At first, I was kind of like, man, I want to go home. And then we just found all these guys out there playing games, and it was like the olden days.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We didn't bother with the too many games thing.
Ah.
I still just got to do your own thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, though. They had the mini bosses playing there, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. We talked about Sunday very quickly. I think we touched on a lot of things. Which basically went back to the convention. Oh, we went to Max and Irma's.
Yeah, we made it back there.
Had some burgers, and then that was the day for OJ to be Mario.
Yeah.
And had your encounter with several people, including the angry video game nerd.
Yeah, just a note.
Where-
I was dressed in the Mario shirt and overalls for the rest of the day.
Including driving home.
Yep.
If you want to see the interview with the angry video game nerd, it's up on OJ's channel, Fresh OJ Some Pulp.
Yep.
And it will be on my channel probably on Sunday with the rest of the interviews as well.
Nice.
But what was that like doing the whole thing with him? I think he was pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, he looked a lot different than I remembered him from the videos, though. I keep getting scared that we interviewed the wrong guy.
His videos are like from like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I think he still makes them too, but
Yeah, I mean,
that's when
those are the ones I saw, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed
I'm
like
a fan
nice
of his
guy.
things, and you kind of busted his balls.
I didn't mean to be a jerk to him.
Here we go. There was a little bit. It was fun. You guys were having fun. There was a little bit of a struggle to have like the last word in there, and I think at a point he was kind of like, "Oh man, this guy's kind of riding me." So then he tried to come back, but then you like wouldn't have it. You're like, "No, this is my show."
I'm sorry.
You did a great job. I thought it was fun. And
Sorry.
afterwards, I shook his hand and I said, I'm a fan of your stuff. And
Yeah,
thanks a lot.
I hope I shook his hand too. I think I did.
You shook his hand during the video.
Oh, okay, I think I said thank you.
But again, because a couple of people were busting his chops in the comments of your.
No,
of
yeah, guys, he's not a bad guy. Chill out.
No, here's the thing. Like he worked his ass off because he was at the table for hours doing autographs.
Yeah, and then it's like
And
the
then
end
all
of
of a
the
sudden,
day.
we were the last one. We jumped on at the
Yeah.
last second. And then all of a sudden, you stick a camera in his face. You have this insane Mario. I mean, that's not easy.
No. He held himself up very well considering.
No, he did very well. He did fine.
Yeah, well, we got a couple other things about the way home.
Okay.
So first of all, John was going to be up pretty late, so everyone had me drive. And first of all, we were almost out of gas.
Mhm.
So we're like, all right, we need to go find gas. We're like, oh, we'll go to, and we need food too. I know, we'll go to the King of Prussia Mall. We can get food there. And then there's plenty of gas on the way in. We get to King of Prussia Mall. I mean, the thing's on. We've got 2 miles left before we run out of gas or some absurdly low number. And we go inside and we're walking around and we realize, wait a second, it's 6 o'clock on a Sunday. The mall is closing. So we're looking around lost, and we're in front of this like electronics store with like TVs and stuff, big expensive place. And a guy who looks just like George Lucas comes out and says, "Hey, do you guys need any help or anything?" We're like, "Yeah, is there somewhere we can eat that won't be closed?" The guy brings out a map, shows us where to go. It was really nice.
I always got you need maps of this place.
Yeah.
Go out with that.
I'm like, George Lucas is a pretty stand-up guy. But
How'd you feel driving the BMW? What was that like for you? It's more like it's similar to your car compared to mine,
it's
though.
so weird. And first of all, my car has a lot more idle. So like in Phil's car, like I have to apply gas to get the car to move pretty much. Like it's very peculiar. Like that was unusual. So like getting out of parking spots, I had to put the pedal on the gas, and the car did not like. It's weird when you're going slowly. You have to push really hard to get the car to move. Like you can move very gently for like very precise maneuvers with that car. But the big problem, which I'm sure everyone in the car noticed, was that you can't tell how fast you're going without looking at the speedometer because it's an incredibly smooth ride.
Yeah, accelerates really quickly too. You're like, oh crap.
Yeah. So we're going around a curve. Normally I take these curves around 25, 30.
You almost killed everyone.
Car's doing 40. I don't even notice. Everyone's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What? We're fine." I mean, I'll admit, I like that feeling you get when you go around a curve a little bit faster than you probably ought to. Mm-hmm. But we got through it okay. I drove home pretty safely. Honestly, the car, man, that car is. The next time I get tailgated by a BMW, I'm going to be really mad at them because it's so easy to drive at a fast speed at a good distance from a car without inching up on them. It's so easy to tailgate.
I would think you get used to it maybe. Or like you could start to feel it more as you drive more.
Yeah, I mean it's a wonderful car, but
yeah, it's a nice car. It's very nice.
Yeah.
So then we took you home. I had to drive another 2 hours. I had to drive them back. I drive myself home, and I was beat, man. And I edited all the videos. I'm still kind of feeling it, but
yeah, you gotta chill out a little. Don't do too much. Don't do too much.
You gotta push it, man. You live on the edge like me.
You're on the edge, Johnny, and I like it.
All right, so let's take a little break because I have a special guest that I promised to come on the show today, and we will get him in, talk to him for a few minutes, and then we will do the comments and see what else we can dig up here. So,
all right,
we are back. Our guest can be found at youtube.com/TheAireaidLord. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be part of the Ramborgia.
Is it?
It is. It is. It's great. This is my third interview, surprisingly, and it's a pleasure to have the third one be this one.
So the first thing I want to ask you, man, how was your journey back home? I know you actually had a further trip than us.
Yeah, dude.
Mini game. So how was? Did you get home safely? Everything's okay?
Yeah, it was fine. It was only like a 5-hour trip from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts. It was surprising the road that I took. We didn't really run into any traffic, and I heard you guys did run into some traffic. So
you always run into something.
You're always running into something. That is true. That is true.
Usually a concrete barrier.
So I wanted to get you on here and thank you. People may not realize this. But Saturday, which was the day that, I got all my footage, OJ was very busy doing his candle stuff.
Mhm.
So I was like, Chris, is it cool if you hold the camera for me and run around, and you definitely did a great job with that. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. I'd probably do it again for you at New York Comic Con if OJ wants to sell more candles.
Well, funny story about that. Anyway, moving on.
What's the story?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
I didn't get an Artist Alley booth this year.
Oh no.
Yeah, long story. I actually just got the email today. I'm gonna try and see if I can get some more information about why. But yeah, but that's not important right now. It's not
So
important
no
right now.
table? No table at New York Comic Con this year?
Unless I find another solution. Nope. But don't worry, don't fret.
All right.
So anyway, if it wasn't for Chris, you probably wouldn't have as much footage as we got.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Lifesaver right there.
I wanted to ask you, what was it like to do this whole thing? Was there any point where you were kind of like uncomfortable? I was talking to these people, and you thought maybe they would strike me, or what was going through your head?
Well, I knew your style of commentary. I watched like the MagFest thing. I was interested because I saw you at MagFest taping random stuff, and I'm like, what is he doing over there? He's like kind of like lurking in the shadows. I gotta see what's going on with this man. So I watched the footage, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. So I knew you're gonna do the same thing for Too Many Games. Do the same thing for E3. So I'm like, all right, he's going on a roll here. So when you asked me, I'm like, okay, so we're gonna interview different people and stuff. They might be crazy, indifferent. We'll see how they are. And,
It's an experience.
it
was
is
a lot. We probably did at least a couple hours, or I think. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Not only just interviewing people, you got to find people that would be you think would be good to talk to. So that took time too.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not
it was-
easy.
What was it? It was like 3 times that I went up. I think I took a break for lunch and stuff. And
Yeah.
other than that, it was just 3 runs, and I was available to do it. I used your camera and stuff. I think the experience, it was pretty good. Just going around seeing the different people. Like I always had to like hold my laughter in, in some of those interviews because I didn't know what you were gonna do. I mean, sometimes you would tell me, sometimes you wouldn't. So,
Welcome to my life.
Oh yes, yeah. OJ knows.
OJ knows about this.
So yeah. But it was great. I mean, it was really fun. And if again, if OJ is ever out, incapacitated in some way, I would love to do it again.
Well, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
So
What was your favorite interview? I think it was the one that I saw your face. You were like red. Was the dude that was asleep?
yes, that
then-
I was literally like, I'll be honest, I had tears rolling down my face during that one. Like I was just like, I knew what we were gonna do. I didn't know what you were gonna do. Like I knew it would be funny to interview a sleeping guy, and
Yeah.
it was, oh my gosh, it was funny. I came home from that event and I showed my friends, and they're like, wait, you actually filmed this? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, who's the dude who's like making fun of that guy? And he's like, he's not making fun. He's kind of just going from person to
Yeah.
person. Yeah, it's all in good fun,
Right. Yeah, it's all for fun. I tried to explain that to you, and
Yeah,
I'm sure we talked about that on the show earlier. Where I was just we're just having a good time.
yeah, exactly.
So what was this you're telling me, that Howard Stern was at the Too Many Games or something? You just mentioned this to me before we recorded.
Yeah, basically, I was listening to the Stern Show in my car. I get the Sirius radio, and basically, he was talking. He sends his guys out to different places, like New York Comic Con. Obviously, their studio is headed in New York, so they send some guys out to New York Comic Con. So, Too Many Games I didn't expect, and I heard they were interviewing this guy, and he's like, "Oh my God, I just got interviewed," or I don't think it was. No, it wasn't interviewed. I just got an autograph from the Angry Video Game Nerd. I'm like, wait a minute, Angry Video Game Nerd? I know what convention he was at. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I was running down the list. I'm like, Angry Video Game Nerd. Okay, I don't think he went to Comic-Con. He went to MagFest, but why would they run all the way out to Maryland? That wouldn't make sense. So then I narrowed it down. I'm like, it has to be Too Many Games. And then there was another guy. I think, what's his name? It's Wolfie. That's the guy's
Wolfie.
name. Wolfie.
Yeah.
Yes. And he goes out and interviews these people. One of them was the Captain Kirk guy that we did from Star Trek. And
Wow.
we were filming.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
You got it from me, and you got it from someone else too.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So it was funny because I saw these guys walking around with expensive equipment. I'm like, who do they belong to? And then it's like, oh, they're from the Stern Show. So I was,
I didn't even notice that.
yeah, I spotted them sometimes, but not I didn't know who they were affiliated with. It's weird.
Was this on
Oh,
Saturday?
This was Saturday. It might have been Friday. I forget. Did we take footage Saturday, or was it a combination Friday
It
Saturday?
was only Saturday.
Oh
only
man,
Yeah.
I wish they had come by on Sunday. Like, oh, here's the guy dressed as Mario. Oh man, that would have been great. Just say some really terrible, horrible things to him.
Oh yeah, that would have been
Yes,
funny.
me and John welcome that type of thing.
It was kind of sad though, because they were interviewing some people, and he's like, "Yeah," and like they were screwing with these people. Like it was kind of obvious. Like, you still live in your mom's basement. He's like, and he like the guy admitted to it, and it was just like, and then Howard was ragging into him when they played.
Yeah, see, like that's the point, like where I don't go.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, 'cause we were talking about this earlier. Like, I try to have a good time and mess around, but like I don't do this. That's like the obvious stuff where you go, oh, you're still a virgin, you still live with your mother, like that kind of crap.
Yeah, that's
Like it's not original, it's not funny, it's not anything that hasn't been done before. You know, that's the kind of stuff where I was trying to stay away from.
the kind of the kind of commentary that you do that's impromptu is the best kind, because people don't expect it, and when it happens you're like, oh, it caught me off guard, and you kind of share a laugh, and that's where your commentary really hits gold with a lot of people. So
Yeah, I'm not even saying like what I do is great or anything like that. I'm just saying like there's a certain thing I'm trying to accomplish, and that's
yeah,
everybody has a laugh in the end, you know.
of course, yep.
And that's what we're trying to go for.
Mhm.
So, Chris, you also have a YouTube channel of your own.
Yep.
Just tell us a little bit about what's going on over there.
Well, it started back in December of 2010. It was basically, I didn't really know what I wanted to do on it. I was inspired by a couple of different things. The first main one was just at the time I was the victim of a lot of harassment at my school. I know this might, really be a surprise to people, but I wasn't always, the most popular guy at school. So, people.
Well, I wasn't either, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, people didn't take kindly to me. I was harassed a lot. So the YouTube channel was a cleansing for me, just like my novel is, which we'll get into. But the YouTube channel was just a cleansing for me because it gave me something to do, to look forward to. And the other thing that was an inspiration was Phil. His whole channel, his legacy of being kicked off and all that stuff. And so I was inspired by that. So I started out with some walkthroughs. I didn't know really what to do. I was like, all right, those might be cool. And then I had been a fan of Phil's since 2008, watching him get frustrated over Fallout 3 videos. So I kind of made some like remixes. I think you watched it. It was We Didn't Start the Fire, where I took
Yes, it did.
all the games he played through 2010 and put them in the style of like commentary that they do in the song. Like they name all the stuff from the Cold War.
Right.
Joel does this, and I did that. So I made a couple of remixes, and I joined some fan appreciations. It was really just to get to know Phil better. And then I officially met him at ConnectiCon 2011, and we got to. That was the first time I met you. I filmed one of his Street Fighter matches, and it was pretty cool. And then I kept attending more, conferences and gaming conventions, and got to know you guys better, and it just took off from there. And it's been pretty cool. I do like Let's Plays in my channel. I do like different video game playthroughs. It could be anything. It's really, I tell my fans, if it's a game people really want to see, if it's a game that I'm interested in, I'll do it. I don't do every game because I don't have the money for it. I just kind of do games I'm interested in. I recently just did a retro game playthrough of Age of Empires, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
So, yeah. So, I mean, it's not always easy on the channel because people have, always said, oh, you're copying DSP. And I'm like, of course I'm going to get that, because, we kind of do the same style where I film with a camera and stuff. But it's honestly because it's easier for me. So, the hate,
You got all that stuff going on, aside from that. So it's not like,
Exactly, yeah. So,
Right.
the hate, I've kind of taken up a new philosophy inspired by John over the weekend that, I shall not... kind of retaliate to these people who don't really deserve my time. And
we had some interesting conversations, philosophical conversations about YouTube and stuff.
yes.
So hopefully you got something good out of that.
I did. And it's given me some, light on the whole subject and stuff because,
Good.
responding is just not the way to do it, and it takes a lot of my time to do it too.
Don't feed the trolls.
Yes, I've heard that one a lot. Yeah. So yeah.
So you wrote a book how old were you when you wrote the book?
I was in 6th grade, so I was 12 years old.
Wow.
I don't even know what I was doing at that age. Probably picking my nose or something.
Sixth grade, I was trying not to start fires in science class.
Wow. Yeah, we watched a really bad movie called Journey to the Center of the Earth. And it was the night. No, 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 not the Brendan Fraser version, the 1950s version.
Oh wow,
And they got like these
classic.
bad graphics, and like they fight like a dragon that's obviously a supersized lizard. So it's kind of
Why
funny.
did you? Where did you watch this? Like in your own, like it's like your own time, or is it school or something?
School. It was like all the classes went to the auditorium and
Why did
watched
they show this movie?
for science class, and then you're
What does that have to do with science?
because they wanted you to write. I have no idea. Because we were studying about rocks. It was during they went to the center of the Earth and observed rocks. So we were learning about this, the inner core, the outer core, all that nonsense about
Okay.
volcanic stuff about Earth. So we were told to write a creative paper. I love telling stories. I remember when I was like 2, playing with Thomas toys, and I'd always make these setups, and it had to be perfect. So I love storytelling. So with this paper, I put an idea into it, and it was these guys go to they journey to the center of the Earth, but instead of finding all these dumb rocks, they find aliens in the center of the Earth. And, the aliens explain why they're there, and there's a story to it. So I kept writing the story over a couple of years. I actually ended up putting it aside, and I started writing another one. So I technically wrote 2 books. So one I put aside, and the other one I started up just because I thought the viewpoint would be a little bit more, easy for people to listen to and read. So yeah, that was basically where it started, and I self-published it last year. Ordered 100 copies for $1,000, and I've more than broke even, and I've sold 70 copies. At Too Many Games, I actually sold 5. I sold every book I brought, which was
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
it
Yeah,
was
congrats,
awesome.
man.
Because at MagFest, I didn't sell any. I'm like, well, not many people knew I was selling them. There were a couple people. There was this one woman at MagFest. I'm like, you want to read the book? And she's like, reading's hard. I'm like, it's for kids. And she's like, reading's still hard. I'm like, all right. And so, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, so MagFest didn't sell any. Too Many Games, it seems like people knew about it. And, in the future convention, people know about it. So it'll, it's a thing. There was a guy, I think I remember I had all you guys sign a copy. I think it was OJ, Rambo, Phil, and myself. We all signed a copy of the book, and there's a guy in England who wants a copy.
Aw.
And yeah. He's
Awesome.
really
So
good.
what is? Tell us. Where's the book? The book is called.
The Orb. That's the name of the book.
How would you describe what it's about, like the genre and all that stuff?
It's basically a mix between science fiction and action adventure. I like to think it's in its own genre. It's not really, people see the cover and it's like of this, alien clutching this red orb object, and there's, stars and space and planets around it. And people would be like, oh, it's science fiction. But there's more to it. It's an adventure. They're fighting stuff. It's more fantasy. So it's a blend of different genres, and I'd like to think it's its own genre. So that's the genre, and the story is basically about, in a brief sense, a boy who lives in the year 2080. His name is Noah Jefferson. He's 13 years old, and his father has a company called Alientology Official Company, and he basically studies aliens with this company. And Noah doesn't really care. He's like, all right, it's just a company. It's by the year 2080, people already know aliens exist, and they find them in the center of the earth, kind of thing. I still keep that concept. And, it's like, all right, they're still there. And he gets dragged into this conflict. And he's, he doesn't really understand it, but the conflict has to do with the aliens having a feud with this other alien group, and basically how that feud connects to Noah and things that he didn't know about himself, these secrets and stuff that his father kept from him. And you'll have to uncover them, and it'll bring Noah to a realization. So,
What's some stuff that you like to read or like to watch? What's the stuff that inspires you?
I'm inspired by anything that has a great story. Right now I'm watching a really good TV series, The Legend of Korra, which is like an Avatar-based series. I was talking to OJ about this.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It is good stuff. It has a great story. I've been doing reviews of that, and people have been really, really enjoying it. And it's got a great story. I also like movies like Inception. I like I like Gladiator. That was also a good movie. Any Chris Nolan film. I love the Chris Nolan films. In terms of like novels and books, I like some of the classics. I like the evil kind of books. Like if you want to go like really, really back in time, like The Cask of Amontillado. I know not many people.
Oh, that is brilliant. I love that story.
You do. I like the opening line. I love that kind of stuff. And then I like, I read all 7 Harry Potter books, and they were okay. Her writing is like, not the best. I mean, it's okay, but like I can't see why her series, up where it did. But the reason why I think J.K. Rowling got so successful just because she advertises to a niche audience, these kids, and it's almost like a school.
Right.
Hogwarts is a school. It kind of connects to kids being in middle school and high school.
Yeah.
They deal with, and that's why it.
It's a great concept for that kind of it's perfect for that kind of success.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of story.
Yeah. So
looking at your book, who made the cover art for that?
That was a guy who I published it with. It was a website. It was a website. It was self-publishing, and the guy said, "What do you want?" And I basically said, "I want this, this, and this." And he said, "Okay, I can do that." And then he said, "How does this look?" And I was like, "Oh, that's amazing." And originally the cover was going to have the face of the bad guy, TheAireaidLord Augustine. That's where my name comes from, by the way. TheAireaidLord. That's the villain. That's the villain of the book. TheAireaidLord is the leader of the Areaids, which is the evil alien race that is attacking Noah in this book. So that's where my name comes from. Just because a lot of people look at it and they're like, "Are you the Aryan Lord? Are you supporting Hitler? Are you the AirheadLord?"
Whoa.
It's like I've gotten those comments, believe it or not. So yeah.
Well, I gotta say, this is a rare experience for me to actually find out. So it's pronounced Augustine?
Yes, Augustine. That's how.
Oh, in my head, I kept saying Ogatine when I was reading it. I'm an idiot.
Come on, OJ.
No, it's okay. I did actually just today. I was on TV and I did an interview for TV, and the woman who interviewed me on the TV show I was on, she thought it was Ogatine too. So it's all right. It's all right. So.
What was this? What's this TV show all about?
It's a local network in my area, and they basically just interviewed me about the book, and they actually gave me a number to a higher up. You know where Worcester is? You know where Worcester is, right?
You mean Worcester?
Yeah, Worcester.
Vaguely.
Yeah, basically I'm moving up the food chain. The woman in my local town, it's like a local broadcasting station, and they did this interview. I got the contact number for someone in Worcester. So now I get to be on their TV show, which broadcasts to everyone in Worcester, and then I could go on to the the national thing. So I'm moving up the food chain here. It's crazy. And then then on the video game side, I got this deal. I don't know if you want me to say. I got this deal where
Up to you.
my eye doctor, I was telling him about my YouTube channel, and he's like, "Oh, that's funny. I have a friend who works on this game called Halo. You heard of it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard of it." And he's like, "Yeah, they stopped working on Halo and stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, you can give me his contact number." So I got his contact number. I was talking to the guy, and I said how I like to write, and he's like, "Dude, I could plug your idea to my company, and we'll see what we can do with it. Maybe make a game out of it." So I'm getting all these crazy deals out of corners, and it's funny how it just started with this YouTube channel. It's funny how it just started with a book. So it's just from small places you can really reach for the stars, and it's crazy.
So where can we find the book, Chris?
You can find it on TheAireaidLord.com. There you can purchase it, and I can send it to you. You can purchase it via PayPal, and I can send it to you through the mail. I've done that for all the UK fans. And then I also just recently did like an Amazon kind of thing where you can do it on Kindle. So I'm still working on that, but I'll let you know when that's all set up.
Oh, cool.
And then in all the conventions, I'll be selling it at the conventions that I go to, and that's it's pretty much where I sell it, and that's where you can get it.
Nice.
Good, sir. Do you have any final words for everyone out there? Anything you want to say, everybody?
Well, I was going to save these words for the acquisitions video I did for Phil at Too Many Games, but basically I know I've been getting a lot of hate from people because I was just a fan of, Phil's footage and stuff, and people think, I'm the fan that became, more than that. And I think honestly, it's just how it happened. It's like I can't really, control how I, met all of you guys and stuff. It just happened. It was just by coincidence and stuff. And really, we all offer something different on our channels. I only play games that I want to see at these conventions. I give people like the inside look, and each person has something different for their channel. So I think, the hate and stuff that I receive should really be turned into positive stuff, and I'm hoping that more people see that. But if they don't, I guess that's their loss. So
well, let me say this: you definitely helped us out big time. Not only what I said with filming things, but carrying stuff, helping us with whatever we needed, and definitely made a big difference in helping us do what we had to do. So
of course, yes,
thank you for that, and we hope to see you soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, Chris. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, bye.
People are going to be mad because we didn't talk about White Mage. This is the same thing that happened last time. So I'm going to say this. There is footage of OG as Mario talking to White Mage. So we'll do watch that. It'll be on Sunday on JohnRamboPresents, and then we'll talk about it next week.
Oh boy.
All right. So before we do the comments, we're going to finish up with the comments. Honored Villager, the great Honored Villager, he asked me to talk about his friend's website. His friend does a wrestling show, and I've not seen it myself, but apparently what he told me about is they actually have like actual wrestlers on. They had like New Jack was on there and some other people. So, you know New Jack?
No, but it sounded familiar.
Okay. Well, anyway, so what he would like you to do is check out his friend's wrestling website where he has the show. It is iyhwrestling.com. So and then yhwrestling.com. Check that out. For the great Honored Villager, who's done a tremendous amount of work for us and really good stuff. So, thank you.
Okay.
Let us do the comments, OJ.
Do the comments! Away!
Yes, sir.
Brooklyn Biggest says, hey guys, I don't know if you heard about the story in Stamford, Connecticut this past Thursday, but I was one of the guys that got hit by the car near the high school, and I just want to get your thoughts on what I should do with everyone overreacting to the situation, because I wasn't hurt that bad, but hey, that they make it seem like I got shot or set on fire, and I just don't want to be bombarded with questions and whatnot for minor injuries. Please help.
This is pretty crazy. Because this is right near that high school, that's where we filmed Schnozman Hole Punch, right?
Yeah.
Usually in the parking lot of that high school, that's Raposa's domain. Like that parking lot, we've done a tremendous amount of filming at it, like just different areas of it, because it's such a big area. And this story came out, and you didn't even know about this, right? You live in this city.
I had no idea.
You had no idea about this. And this gentleman was hit by a car, and he just happens to be someone that listens to the show and is a Ramborgian. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I think it proves that nothing can kill a Ramborgian. He was hit by a car, and he's fine. There's minor injuries. Just took it.
Yup.
I actually found the news article, so I wanted you to. I thought it was pretty interesting. So, can you read that off to everyone?
Wait, read the whole article out loud?
Yeah.
Is that even legal?
How is it not legal?
It's property of the Stamford Advocate.
Just read the article.
All
Want me to
right.
read it?
I'll do it.
All right, go ahead.
Stamford. Two Stamford High School students were struck by a passing Honda minivan Thursday afternoon on Strawberry Hill Avenue and were taken to Stamford Hospital with injuries. The minivan was traveling southbound when it hit the two students just before 12:30 p.m. Thursday. Police and a witness said. The students' injuries did not appear serious, according to officers at the scene. Police do not expect to file charges against the driver of the blue Honda Odyssey, who pulled over and cooperated with authorities. Mary Zabella, 14, a freshman at Stamford High School, said two victims crossed Strawberry Hill Avenue toward Hoyt Street as she crossed over to Grove Street. She described herself as friends with the victims, who were juniors at Stamford High. I heard a beep or a bump or something, and then I saw my friend fly through the air, Zabella said. The other student struck his arm on the passing minivan and fell down, Zabella said. An off-duty firefighter and an off-duty nurse rushed to the accident scene to help the two victims, who paramedics put on stretchers and rushed to the hospital in separate ambulances, according to Zabella. I'm thankful the community actually came together and tried to help out, Zabella said. Silvana Orsaya, who works at a real estate office on Strawberry Hill Avenue, had a critical perspective on the many students who cross the street near the high school. She said many pay more attention to their cell phones than to oncoming traffic. If I'm standing over there, they just start walking in front of the cars, Orsaya said. They have no respect as far as I'm concerned. Jeff Morgenstern is the author.
Yeah.
Oh, Morgenteen, I'm sorry.
I like how the lady at the end is, that's what, most of the kids do. Most of the kids have no respect. They just walk out in the street. What do you have to say about this whole thing? I can understand it's probably a tough situation because he's going to school and all of a sudden, this happens. He's like thrust into the spotlight now, and I'm sure a lot of these papers and stuff want to talk to him and want to see what happened and all that.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were lawyers or something going after him, like, you gotta sue him now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's all kinds of things happening.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't really understand what happened because they said they didn't press charges. So what did the person who's at fault here? I don't really understand that.
Yeah, I mean,
if you hit a pedestrian, aren't you always at fault?
Well, technically, the pedestrian always has the right of way if they're in the road.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if the guy just runs out of the middle of nowhere, which does not look to be the case here.
I don't think that's the case here.
Not at all. Like,
I would say this to I would love to talk to him about this. Brooklyn
What
biggest.
happened?
Yeah. He got okay with just minor injuries, but he could have been killed.
Yeah.
So I would do whatever you have to do if you feel that the guy driving was acting like a dick and that's why you were hit. You have to make sure he doesn't drive anymore. That's how I would look at it. If it was because of like how the road is, there's like a blind spot or something. Make sure the town fixes it. I think your duty here is to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else and make sure no one eventually gets killed either because of this driver or because of this road. And if it was maybe your fault, if you feel like maybe you weren't paying attention and you did something wrong, then please pay attention in the future. We don't want to lose you.
Yeah, dude. This was a close call. We don't want another one.
That's pretty just wild to me though. That there's a dude that listens to the show, and I feel bad that he was hit by a car.
Yeah, we're just glad you're okay.
How should you react to this Wookiee's question though?
Like what?
You're saying that they make it seem like he was hurt or he was shot or set on fire, and he doesn't want to be bombarded with questions. How could he deal with this newfound, spotlight?
I don't know. You could say, "I'm okay. It's all right. Please, can we talk about something else?" Ugh. A lot of people don't take no for an answer.
It's just one of those bad situations.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you feel like the driver screwed you or something to do with the road or something, I would use the full extent of the law to help yourself and help future people.
Yeah.
Situation there.
I think Rambo's right.
I'd like to meet him. If you're in the area, you should come and do something with us.
Oh man, Alive at 5. Go see Foreigner.
Well, we're always filming there, so maybe do something.
Yeah.
Well, send me a message.
All right.
That would help. That would make you feel better. I hope.
All right, shall we?
And if you have to be interviewed by these newspapers, just spout things about the Ramborgia and the digital gonorrhea.
Yeah.
I'll stop asking you questions quick.
I do what John Rambo tells me to.
Yes.
All right.
What do we got?
All right, so Redneck Common Potato states, I came when I saw the intro. Big eyes, emoticon. The Merc with a Mouth replies, so you had a Ramborgasm?
Yes, we are here to please on the show. In any way, more ways than one. That includes giving people climaxes. Well, that's perfectly fine. That's part of the job here, right, OJ?
Yes.
An ejaculation, right?
Yes. So Wait, dude, are you saying that Ramborgasms cause ejaculations?
Now you're getting into some kind of weird territory that I want to touch on.
Okay, you started.
Let's continue.
All right.
It still baffles me how many words you can create with Rambo in it. It's just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of peculiar. Like
it is very odd. It has an A in it, and it has an O, and those are good.
Ramboard games, man.
All right, now you crossed the line.
Chairman of the Ramboard.
Let's keep going.
All right. The glory of the show equals a fantastic jacket made of the threads of time and space itself, while humming with the resonance of singing angels and screaming griffins, with pieces of armor made of mankind's hope and the wisdom of master wizards who play epic notes on golden guitars which shake the very foundations of reality and every other universal plane thereafter. From Jet Nova Solaris.
Lovely. That will be included in the Book of Ramborgia.
That is wonderful imagery right there.
The scribes of Ramborgia are now writing this into the main book.
What I like is you didn't just do sight. You did sight and sound. You put it all together and included.
Gives you the whole feeling, the whole story.
Yes.
Excellent.
So here's something from Steve-O Get Fit. Allow me to say thank you to John and OJ for all the digital gonorrhea. I walk every day to take my niece to school and then back home. Round trip is just over an hour since we don't officially live in their district. I don't mind the walk as it's helping me get into shape, but the trip would easily be too hardcore were it not for my iPod's collection of the show. So not only thank you for doing the show, but thank you for making it available for download. Stay ballsy, you guys.
Thank you for listening and downloading.
Yes, thank you, Steve-O, Getting Fit. We're happy to help.
Yes, sir. Listening to our show about balls and gonorrhea and shit.
Ramborgasms.
As you walk your niece to school.
Oh gosh, did you spread
that
digital
is a lot.
gonorrhea
Thank you,
during
sir.
a Ramborgasm?
What the hell are you saying?
I'm just combining everything together, man.
We have to move on now. OJ's losing it.
So, the Elven God with 31 thumbs up says, John Rambo ate my cat. And this upset Zen Damager, who said, are you seeing this, OJ? See what you've done!
Are you seeing this? Do you see what you've done?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
That was your comment suggestion. You suggested that people should comment that, and then it happened. Are you happy with yourself?
I'm sorry. I hope you didn't actually kill your cat just to make it look like John Rambo actually ate it.
Are you satisfied with the power that you wield?
I need to get away from this before the power goes to my head. This is crazy. I'm altering reality with my words now.
Do you have a new comment that you'd like people to say?
A new comment? Graham cracker crust.
We'll see what happens.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so here's a comment from... This isn't one of those anonymous ones, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
If it is, I apologize. I don't think it is.
All right, this is from LTD73. Hey, John and OJ. Next Thursday, I finish college for good, and all my courses finished and done, and I really have no idea what I'm going to do next with my life, which is getting me down. Sad emoticon, but not frowny face, the other one. Not to mention, I'm going to miss college and everyone I met there. I'm just at a standstill in my life at the moment.
Well, this is more of an OJ question because I went to community college and then I stopped showing up, so I didn't really finish. But I'll say that I think that you go through this several times throughout your life. First of all, I'll say you're probably in a situation that a lot of people find themselves in at this point in their life. And then I will follow up by saying it's not like you just know at this age and that's what you're going to do forever. There's points in your life that you're going to hit where there should be crossroads and decisions have to be made, and you're not really always going to know what you're going to have to do. And as far as like leaving your friends and everything, the reality of life is that everything ends. That's why you have to soak in and appreciate the times you have doing certain things and the things you do and the people around you, because it all goes away eventually, one way or another. So, OJ, what do you have to say, sir?
Well, I've had several friends who are in this exact same situation. One of my friends was telling it to me, saying, it's like I got to the end and I just dropped off a cliff. No one warned me there was a cliff and just stepped right over, and that was it. But, it's rough. I mean, you've been in this environment for 4 years where you're surrounded by people. It's one of the few it's like the only time in your life when you're considered an adult, and you can just walk down the hallway and hang out with people just by walking down a hallway, But, it's not that... it's not that bad. You're not going to be in that same situation anymore, but those friends, the ones that really mean a lot to you, you're still going to see them again. I'm not talking reunions or something, but if y'all care about each other enough, you're going to find a way to, just meet at a nearby city, talk online, play games or something. That's what my friends and I do. We talk on Skype all the time. And we have a meetup maybe a couple times a year. We go see a show or whatever. It stinks, because you're not going to be that close to them physically anymore. But it's okay. And when it comes to, where you're going in your life now, dude, you can go just pick somewhere in the country. Yeah, exactly. Pick somewhere. What would you like to do? Where would you like to be? You can find a way to make it happen. If you want to go to Colorado, look for jobs in Colorado, man. You'll be able to find something somewhere that's...
It's funny because a lot of times the things that you think are negatives are actually really positive things.
Yeah,
like, there's some dude that's like 65 years old that's worked in the same factory for the last 30 years that would love to be in your position.
Yeah.
The point where you can decide who you're, what you're going to do, who you're going to be. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I made some great friends in high school, some great friends in college, and I've met some great people outside of college that I'm really happy to have met. And wherever you go, even if you go back to your hometown, you're still going to find new people, and that's one of the wonderful things about everything.
Yeah, the fact that you had friends at college shows that you could have friends probably no matter what you're doing. So
yeah, dude.
One door closes, another door somewhat opens.
Yeah, dude, don't
Right.
worry about it. It's really rough right now. I mean, I went through some rough times right out of college. I'll be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I had a terrible job. That thing I used to date was kind of atrocious.
Whoa,
And,
that was nasty, dude.
oh, I'm sorry.
Sounds
I'm
like
sorry, guys.
sounds like the meanest thing you
Hold
ever
on.
said,
Stop.
actually,
Stop.
on the
Stop.
show.
Stop. 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 Okay. Look, that phrase was what another one of my friends used to refer to her ex-boyfriend. And considering a couple of the things that happened, I don't know. I just picked it up as a funny thing to say. It's an atrocious, horrible thing to say. It's very mean. It's very bad. But, I'm not even that vindictive anymore. I just kept the phrase around because it was funny. There's a something positive comic strip that
Do you think
explains
she
how I
knows
feel about
well,
this
the stuff
person.
we do, the show and all these things?
What?
Does she know about the things that we do?
I doubt it, dude. Last time I saw her was at a friend's wedding
When was this?
a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, back on track, man. I have no idea what we were talking about. I lost
Talking
it.
about you went through rough times when you got out of college.
Oh, yeah. I was working a terrible job. I wasn't in a good place. It was pretty bad. But, I hung in there. I started looking for a new job. I mean, all my friends were moving
Because you
out.
were not. That's because you left me. You decided, I'm going to stay in this crappy city. Tell me if I'm wrong here. And then you decided, I'm going to come back. And then things got better
Things got better as soon as I came back.
as soon as you came back. Right? Why do you think that is?
Probably because of you, man. Probably because of you.
All right, well, that's the compliment I was fishing for, so thank you.
You are welcome.
So you got to, maybe that's the idea. You got to kind of go where your heart takes you. I mean, is that what happened to you, OJ, or your heart kind of took you back?
I guess. Well, it was also, I got an email from a recruiter saying, "Hey, would you like to work? Would you like to interview here?" And I went,
Oh.
"Sure."
So it has completely nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
It helped me make the decision because I was also
Perhaps it's
offered
destiny that
places
takes that
elsewhere.
brings you
Yeah,
places,
dude.
though. Who knows?
That's how I think about stuff, man. Like
Do you
every
agree with
now
what
and
I said
then.
before, though? There's always going to be times in life where you're not really sure what you're going to be supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think anyone... Well, the way he's putting it is like he's the only one going through this, and obviously this is something a lot of people go through. And it's probably something you're going to hit a few times in life, because it's just the way nature of life. You don't
Yeah.
really never know what you're supposed to be doing.
Dude, honestly, I bet you a lot of your friends are feeling the exact same way. Talk with them about it.
Right.
Heck, maybe you guys will get together and decide you want to head out to the same city.
There you go.
I mean, that's what we did.
Maybe you'll start a little business together or something. Who knows?
Yeah, dude. Just keep your hopes up, man. Don't depress yourself, and look on the bright side. You got your
A
whole
lot
life
of good
ahead
things
of you.
going on for you, sir.
Yeah, and congrats, man.
You're entering the prime.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Enjoy it. That's going to do it, man. That was a long one.
Yeah, dude. About 2 hours.
Okay.
A little under, maybe.
Next week is the 40th episode Spectacular. We will be interviewed by the great Howard.
Howard.
Please send... Ugh. As burped. Please send your questions to HowardsBalls at yahoo.com. HowardsBalls at yahoo.com.
HowardsBalls.
Me and OJ will not be able to see these questions, and he will reveal them to us, and we will do our best to answer them. So
Make
that's
sure
it,
to
man.
supply him with plenty of questions.
That's right. StayBallsy.com coming soon. It's being worked on as we speak. Upwards and onwards, my friends. For OJ, this is John signing off. Thank you for being a part of JohnRamboPresents, the best and free and optional entertainment.
I burped too.
Goodbye. You're gross.